fails. Hello, everyone. This is Lee Andrews from Akathame, and we are here on another Live with Lee. This is a double header today. And I just before, as we were in the backstage of this broadcast, it never fails that I talk right through the timing points. And before I know it, I'm going 3, 2, 1, and here we are live. Never fails. Because I have interesting guests. What can I tell you? And so if you are not familiar with Akathame, Akathame is a executive and direct hire placement firm. We focus on marketing, communications, and digital design, people including user experience and customer experience. So if you are looking for work in those spaces, or if you are wanting expert resource help in finding those type of people, you have come to the right organization. That would be Akathame. So, but that's not why we're here today. We are here to talk about something actually very important. As you can tell by my feed, I wanted to thank the LinkedIn community especially, and the YouTube community. The post that I shared regarding racism in HR has reached over 6,000 views, and the engagement has been remarkable. So thank you so much for taking that seriously. It is a problem. We know it's a problem. SHRM has done a great job actually of bringing some of those issues to surface, which I thought was wonderful. So this is right in line with my theme this year, which is women power, giving women and more empowerment, and creating a more diverse and inclusive workforce. So to that end, I want to introduce Michelle Huggins. Michelle Huggins is currently a program chief focusing on employee labor relations for the Maryland Department of Transportation. She was also a board member of the local chapter of CHRA, which is Chesapeake Human Resources Association. You'd think it is a mouthful. It's a mouthful. CHRA. And we are coming every year. CHRA provides an award, several awards actually, for local companies who exhibit what's the word I'm looking for? Exceptional programs and services that advance diversity, equity, inclusion, and within their organizations. And so we're going to talk to Michelle about that today. In preparing for this, I thought it was really interesting. I asked Michelle, why wouldn't a company want to submit their organization unless they really didn't have anything in place? Right. Why wouldn't they want to? So we're going to talk about that. But let's first start with Michelle. Thank you for being here.
Great. Thank you for having me, Lee.
Oh, we're honored to have you. Honored. And I also want people to realize that you are not being paid for this, right? There's nobody on the board of CHRA is paid, correct?
No, these are completely volunteer positions that we have serving CHRA, whether you're a board capacity or if you're a volunteer committee member. Yes. So all of this is free labor to the profession, and we all do it because we love HR and we love the HR community. So that's what we're doing it for.
And we love Maryland, right?
Yes.
So we're doing this to make sure that we also stand up companies in Maryland to show the best that we are. And so this chapter, CHRA, is actually is it not the largest chapter in Maryland? Yes. Over 1,000 members?
Yes. Last time we checked, CHRA was the largest chapter of SHRM in the state of Maryland. We also happen to be, if my information is correct, the oldest chapter, founded in 1930 in the Baltimore area. So we'll be celebrating 100 years soon. So we hope to be around for the big party. Nice. We'll invite all the members. But at our last count, we were a little over 1,000 members in the Baltimore area.
Nice. Yes. And wasn't there another award that the chapter received? Sometime I can't remember what it was, but I'll find out before we.
Yes, we've been, kind of a chapter of choice. We've got many awards from SHRM for being a mega chapter in the state of Maryland and using several of our programs as kind of models for other chapters in the state. So so we're doing some great things, and we get some recognition, but we do it for the love of the profession of HR and our business community.
Oh, wow. And Jason Nimoy is on and saying we are now a super mega chapter. Holy cannoli. Yes.
All right, go CHRA.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So from your perspective, please define diversity for us.
Well, it's a very broad definition. We paint it with a broad brush now. Many moons ago, when you thought about diversity, it was more about, your statistics, your metrics, how many folks do you have in particular categories, so to speak. How many African Americans do you have? How many disabled people do you employ, et cetera? It's much deeper than that now. When we think about diversity and equity and inclusion, we're thinking more of that sense of creating that sense of belonging in a business and in the community. So it's much more than, how many boxes you can check and how many tick marks you can put on your EEO1 report. It has more to do with, how do folks feel, about where they're working or where they're serving, where they're giving their time and their talent. With an organization? Do they feel like they belong there? Do they feel like they're accepted? Do they feel like they're invited to the conversation and helping to make the business decisions that lead to some solutions? So it's much bigger than just, race and gender and kind of those typical categories that we hear about. We're much deeper now.
And so, given that, let's talk about this award that that CHRA puts, promotes every year. Why did you create this award?
CHRA is so excited about the Rouse Diversity Award. We have dubbed it the third jewel of the Triple Crown. Wow. Of great things that CHRA does in a typical year. We have two big conferences that we host each year. Those folks who have been around the HR community for a while probably have attended some of either our spring and or our fall conference. The diversity event is that third jewel. That's our big signature event where we celebrate organizations who demonstrate their commitment to diverse and inclusive workplaces through their programs, initiatives. So this award we started in 1996, I believe. We named it after James W. Rouse, who those of you who have been around the Baltimore area and in the state of Maryland in particular, remember that name probably from a lot of urban developments. And he really was a big supporter in the business community and also in HR. So we named this special award, Diversity and Excellence in Diversity, after James Rouse. And we've been doing it since 1996. So that gives us over 20 years that we've been awarding this excellent award to deserving businesses in the area.
That's impressive. I actually did not know that it was Rouse that was behind that. So, so tell me, I mean, this can, to me, this is almost a feel good. This is beyond an award for work that you do. It's an award for a belief and a culture that you create. To me, that's kind of how this feels. So what significance does this award have for individuals and the companies that win it?
Yeah. This award really speaks to an organization's, commitment to going beyond the facts and the figures and actually creating a culture of inclusiveness in their workplaces. And also, some of them extend into the community, which is kind of the added bonus because people come out of communities to go and work in places. So this award really says that you're about the business of diversity, equity, and inclusion. For your business, if you take the time to develop programs to promote diverse and inclusive initiatives at your place of business, it really speaks to the value it has even for you as an individual and as a larger business. So it's no small feat to earn our award.
No, it's not. And I want to apologize. It looks like we're having, not only are the dogs barking in the background, isn't that fun? I mean, this is what live broadcast in your home studio is all about, right? And it looks like we're getting a little on the other side, but that's okay. We got the point. So thank you for sharing that with us. Sure. All right. So let me ask you on a more personal level. So companies who have won this award, are people affected in their careers by this? Do they go on to advance their careers? Do businesses see a reduction? So, hiring people, retaining good people is a big cost to a company. Do recipients of this award, have we tracked any of that to say, winners of this award, have found that they've been able to retain people longer. They've been able to reduce their recruiting costs because people are attracted to those companies. I mean, that would help, I think, bring more nominations.
Yeah, that absolutely makes you a business and an employer of choice. When folks see that you have won the Excellence in Diversity Award. We have been, internally tracking some of that information with our prior winners, kind of where are they now? What's happening with that initiative? And I'm going to give you just a little bit of a teaser because this year's diversity event, one of the highlights of the education portion of that event, we're hoping to bring back some of our prior winners who will talk to the attendees about how to start, how to sustain, where are they now? Here's what's happening with the initiatives, today. And we think that will offer some encouragement and also some best practices, for our guests to see what the latest is. Absolutely. So that's just a little teaser. We haven't even put that out yet. So you're getting an exclusive, Lynn.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then there's going to be a few thousand people who are getting teased right now. So just,
okay. That's what we do best, Lee.
That's right. That's right. So what are the criteria? If I am an organization, what should I be thinking about, when I present my nomination?
Great. Well, here's the wonderful thing about our diversity award. We have several categories for businesses to submit their nominations, whether you're a large employer, a mid-size, or a small employer, or even an educational institution. So we divided that up so that everybody would feel that they really had a shot with the award. So when we have a really great year with nominations, we can give out 4 awards. So we don't have to limit it to one organization, each year. So that's really the beauty of it. We do have, and really what we're looking for, it's really not a complicated process at all. We have a very simple nomination form that's on the CHRA website. On our diversity and inclusion page that speaks to, how to submit your nomination. And really what we're looking for is you tell us about your initiatives. You tell us what makes your program great. Tell us why your employees love it. Tell us how it impacts the surrounding community where your business is located or your business partners. Just tell us what's great about it. We do have an evaluation tool that we use just so that we're, kind of considering, all aspects of that particular program or that initiative, whatever it is that's being submitted. But it really doesn't require much. We think it's, a real, simple process, and we're just looking to have our socks knocked off. Send us your best. And we have a committee of us that, get together and we vet those submissions. And sometimes we'll have questions, we'll contact you to get clarification, but it's really, really, really easy to apply.
So what knocks your socks off? What knocked your socks off last year? That's hard to say too. Knocked your socks off last year.
Exactly. It was very interesting. The last few years, we've had the very difficult task as a committee of deciding, who gets the award. We've had, a good number of submissions over the past couple of years, and we had to really, battle it out in the committee. To say, I love this one, this person loves that one. Let's see if we can get some consensus. But we have really gotten into some serious debates behind closed doors in our meeting room, trying to decide, who should receive the award. And that actually speaks volumes, to the work that's being done at businesses and in those HR offices, to really put together nice programs that'll be sustainable and that makes sense, for that business. So, we do the best that we can, and we really are looking for, just, tell us what makes it great, convince us, persuade us, as to why you should be winning these particular awards. And, it doesn't have to be hard, right? But, have us leave with a feeling. We like to get a feeling about that program and what makes it good.
So not because I haven't looked at the application. I'm a business of one, right now. So it's not. It's yes. There's no program here. However, if I were to be a company interested in submitting my nomination, I would think that I would want to get some type of a video to go along with my submittal. Is that something that we encourage or discourage, or did I just open up a can of worms?
Oh, actually, it's funny you should mention that because we really do leave it, pretty much open to the person who's doing the nominating, who's doing the actual submission. Whatever we can get via like an email, it works for us. We've had some submissions in the past where folk, have sent us, some video, short clips. Here's our program at work. Here's what it looks like when we get the employees together and we do XYZ thing, or we go to volunteer in the community as part of our, one of our diversity initiatives, just so that we can get the culture out there, that type of thing. We've had folks send us, some of their communique. Here's brochures, here's, information that we make available to the employees and to the community that explains, who we are and what we do. Here's how we've, initiated this really spectacular recruitment effort so that we can attract those diverse individuals to our business. So whichever format you can get it to us in, if you can attach a video, I love it. If you can attach, some of that communication, show us what that PowerPoint thing looked like, just so that we have a better sense of what it is that you're trying to explain to us. We love it all. We are wide open. As long as we can receive it, we can review it.
That's wonderful. So just keep the file size small enough so that Google doesn't pick it up and say we have to crunch it to make it go through. Okay, got it.
Yes, try not to make it so large that the firewall kicks it out.
Right.
But yeah, however you can get it to us, as long as we can share it amongst the group and and really take a good look at it, we're wide open to whatever you want to send us.
So this is going to be, I think, the last question I'm going to ask you about this. And if you can't answer it, it's okay.
Okay.
What would you recommend that a nominee, a company who is considering nominating their own organization, not do? What should they not do in their submittal of their organization?
What they should not do is simply give us a link to their company's diversity page or their diversity statement. That's all they have is a statement. Show us how this works itself out, how this really shows up at your workplace. How is it received? Or if this is something that's more of a community outreach initiative, how is it received by the community? Show us what you're really doing, as opposed to, yep, we got a diversity statement. A lot of organizations have a diversity statement. That doesn't mean that they're necessarily doing work.
It's funny that you say that, because I'm on
that, right? Okay.
Yeah, I caught that. I volunteer for a group called Design X Humanity, and we're creating all kinds of awareness training programs through the United Nations, through Black Lives Matter, the whole, that whole genre. And the one thing that we have noticed is that every company has a statement.
Yes.
And that's as far as it goes.
Yep. That's just the start.
It is just the start. Yep. It is just the start. So if I'm hearing you correctly, and I don't want to coach any companies on how to get in the good side of you with this, but if I'm hearing you correctly, you want to see the story unfold. Yes. You want to be immersed in that company story as to why they took on the diversity approach that they did, yes, how they implemented that approach, how it affects the organization internally, how it affects the community around them, and how sustainable, meaning what type of impact have they had, and how they're going to sustain that program. So if they can bring that story to you.
Absolutely. Yep. It's a story that you're telling with your submission. Absolutely. Yeah.
So if you're listening out there, Maryland employers, I just gave you your proposal outline.
You did. You gave them the outline.
Because I want more people to think about this, and I want more people to follow through on it. And more importantly than anything, Michelle, I want them to be recognized for the work that they're doing.
Absolutely. And that's what it's really about.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, HR is typically known in the company as the compliance people, the payroll people, let me get on board and make sure I have all my benefits people.
And said the rules and the regs. Yes.
That's the rules and the regs. But really and truly what human resources role is to make sure that the culture is safe and sound and productive.
Absolutely.
And I think that this diversity program really leads to the importance of that organizational function.
Absolutely. Right? The people department.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so I've got the link, and I will post this across all CHR social feeds so that everybody can access it. Michelle, what a treat!
Well, thank you, Lee. This has been a great conversation, and please get those nominations into us. We have a target deadline of August the 28th, which is next Friday, to receive all of those submissions and to begin that review and vetting process within the committee. Our plan is to have those selections made within about 2 weeks from next Friday, so that we can notify the recipients and also continue to make the plans that we'll need to make for the actual diversity event celebration that is scheduled for October the 14th. And it will be virtual, which is very different from us, and kind of what we've done in the past, where, we like to get together, we like to hug each other and really, kind of get caught up, so to speak. So doing this virtually this year is really hurting me to my heart, as someone who likes to, grab and hug and do all of that. But we're going to do all those virtual hugs this year on October the 14th. And I believe our event is going to start around 5 p.m. Won't last very long into the evening, everyone, because we know that, folks have other things to do and tend to be a little fatigued, after these long days, of having a lot of meetings and doing things virtually. So we're trying to be very mindful of that for our members and our guests. But we are very excited. I can't wait. I hope we have the same problem this year that we had last year, and that we actually had to duke it out, in the meeting room to choose the winners. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Duke it out over an award.
Yes.
So one more thing that I want to make sure is if there is a company that is not a member of CHRA, can they apply, still nominate themselves, or do they have to be a member of CHRA?
Well, here's how we've done that. That's a great question. And no, the organization that's being nominated does not have to be a member organization. However, we look forward to the opportunity to get them into membership, because they're obviously doing great things for their companies, and we would like to have them as members. So we certainly like to have that conversation. Please don't let the fact that, if you're not a member organization right now stop you from making a submission. We hope that you will apply nonetheless and give us the opportunity to perhaps recognize, all the great things that you're doing for the world of diversity and inclusion in your businesses and in your community. So yeah, submit it anyway.
Yeah.
And that second point, Lee, which, you're probably going to go to, and if you have applied in the past and weren't selected to receive the award, don't let that stop you either. I'll be the first to say that it really becomes just an issue of having a lot, of things to consider at any given time. Not that your initiative isn't good. It's definitely good. You submitted it. You've been doing the work. Please resubmit it. If you submitted in prior years and, you just kind of didn't quite make it, that's okay. Refresh it, give it to us again. Let us reconsider, because you might have been number 2 last year.
Oh, so they don't know.
Number 1. That's right. You don't know.
They don't know. Oh,
mm-hmm.
Oh, this is just now getting a little bit exciting.
It gets more intriguing. It gets more intriguing, Lee.
Very intriguing. Okay, so number 1, you do not have to be a CHR member, but we hope that you do become one, because as Kristen says, it's not expensive to become a local member. Number 2, if you applied before and didn't win, consider reapplying and showcase more about your program. Use that formula that we just talked about how to show your story of building that culture and what the impact. So culture, impact, kind of those 2 things. And then lastly, plan on these dates. Give those dates again, Michelle.
The deadline for submissions is August the 28th.
Okay.
And we will be hosting our celebration where we'll be presenting the awards to the recipients on October the 14th.
Okay. The most important date right now is August 28th.
Yes.
So that's what we want to focus on. All right. Terrific. Again, Michelle, thank you so much. I hope that we see more CHRA board members and committee members here, because this is the most, what do they say? It's the most unsung hero.
Yes.
You don't hear about this
Absolutely.
And there's so much that this group does. And I've been a member of CHRA for decades across the country. And I have to say, this is bar none the best chapter I've been a part of. It's just a really good community.
Thank you so much for that, Lee. We certainly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your membership. Thank you for all the work that you're doing. I know you are working on this committee, and we love it. Thank you. We love our volunteers.
Well, as you are. All right, everybody, have a great afternoon. If you have any questions, reach out to me directly. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Jason, and everyone else who joined. Take care. Don't hang up.